Hello and welcome to another Manic Monday that's actually not that manic. It's been a very nice day. You might notice during this vlog that my voice is not great. And that's because my husband and I went to a Kiss concert last night at Lax Arena in Köln. And I spent a lot of time screaming and yelling and singing along, and I'm kind of paying for it today. But they had their concert last night with Skid Row as their opening act, and it was such a great concert. It was so much fun. And let's see. We actually found a new sitter for Shaggy too. That was fantastic. That takes away so much stress in my life that we now have a set pet sitter for him. But she's a wonderful woman. He loves her, and he almost loves her a little bit too much because when she was getting ready to leave, he tried to follow her out. And I'm like, no, sweetie, you're supposed to want to stay with us, not go back with the sitter. But it makes me feel so much better. It takes away so much stress that he loves her that much, because for me, that is one thing that is so important in my life. I want to find somebody who's going to be kind to my dog, because he was a street dog in Moscow before we got him. He has a lot of fears because he was just treated so bad on the street. And we want to find somebody who's going to just treat him so kind and be sweet with him and watch out for his health. And I think we've definitely found that now. So that makes me feel so much better. That pretty much is everything going on as far as personally. As far as Burckhardt books, I started working on the edits for Into the West Family Ties, the final book in the Into the West Saga serial, so we can close that out. But I have not gotten very far. We ended up getting so busy this weekend with the concert and getting Shaggy off to the center and doing some other things around the house that I just didn't get a lot done. I got a couple of chapters. Excuse me. Told you my voice is going to be bad. We just had so much stuff going on that I only got through like 2 chapters, and I need to finish up the rest of it now, because there's a lot more chapters in this one than some of the other books. But hopefully tonight after dinner and then tomorrow I'll be able to get to it. The only thing I have planned for tomorrow is to do the edits for the podcast that's going to go out this Wednesday, which is episode 73 with Sabrina Hammonds. She is the owner of Kingdom Connections podcast and media agency. If you are an author and you would like some help connecting with people on social media, getting on podcasts and getting interviews, you might want to contact Sabrina Hammonds, because she can help you to connect with all of those people who do these kinds of things like podcasts. That's how I actually got a lot of my guests, like Benicia Ponder, Wendy Jo Cerna, Angela R. Hughes, Donna Edmond. There's somebody else that I think that I got from Sabrina, and I can't remember at the moment. But several of the authors that I've had recently I've made the connection through Sabrina Hammond. So she does good work. Now, after Sabrina Hammond, I have, for episode 74, Anne Charles. Hey. I have Anne Charles, who is a mixed genre mystery author. And if you like mystery, check her out, because I am positive that everybody who likes mystery will find something that they specifically like. She has some that are paranormal. She has some that are just straight mysteries. She has some that have just like a little bit more spice to them. So if you like mysteries, be sure to check her out and to listen to her podcast on the 12th. After Anne Charles, we have episode 75 on the 19th with Natasha Dean. Natasha Dean is another one of those authors that's just so cool. She does so much. She has a few different series for young readers. She has young adult books. She has fiction and nonfiction books for adults. I mean, she basically does it all. So if you are looking for some new young reader books, I definitely recommend her. She has a new book coming out in her Spooky Sleuths series that is coming up very soon. It will be mentioned in her podcast and is actually in the promo video that I created for her. So look for that. And yeah, so we have her. And then after Natasha Dean, on the 26th, episode 76, we have Cammie Wood, who is a longtime friend of mine. We used to work at Barnes and Noble together, and she is now a creative writing coach, and she is also an editor. She can also do ghostwriting work. So if you are an indie author and you need somebody to help support you to get your project done and finished, and maybe even help you do some of the writing if you can't figure out where to go next, she is somebody that can definitely help you with your projects. So be sure to check out all of these podcasts coming up. I have more interviews that I'm going to be scheduling, and I will add them to the lineup later. And also, I am obviously insane, which I know a lot of people who actually know me were like, duh. But I'm adding more work for myself. I have decided that I want to put together Book Banter, the magazine, to go along with Book Banter with Dianne Burckhardt, the podcast. Because so many of these authors that I'm interviewing, we have such great conversations that sometimes last for 2 hours. And there's no way I can get all of that information in their podcast episode. And I have found that if I do like 1 and 2 and 3 part episodes, it seems to be that fewer people come and check out the second episode, and even fewer check out the third episode. It's always best to just keep each person to 1 episode if I can. So I thought, well, God, what am I going to do with all this other great information that is not getting into this episode? I thought, I can do an online magazine and write articles that cover all this other information. So that's what I'm looking at doing, so that I will get 2 great ways to bring you all of this information, and they'll complement each other instead of repeating the same information. I mean, some of it might be repeated as far as just their basic information, some of the books that are coming out, but it will cover different things that were not in the podcast. That way I can also edit the podcast a little bit lower, because I'd like to keep them at 30 minutes, and they're all hitting about 45. So there'll be a shorter podcast, and the information that doesn't go into the podcast will go into the magazine. And I'm hoping that very soon here I will be able to get to confirm the person who is going to be on the cover. And if it is, it's going to be a big surprise, because it's a great one. But we'll save that for later. So yeah, I guess that's about it. And I'm starting to lose. Sorry, this is what I get for screaming too much at the concert. I think I'm going to end it here. Have a great, great Monday, everybody.